Welcome to Don's Manufactory. Well, today is a landmark day. Betsy is pretty much finished on the outside. I'm beginning to work on the interior, and I got this here piece of metal. This is going to go behind the rear seat, kind of a firewall slash reinforcement. It's 80 thousandths aluminum. I borrowed my brother's bead roller, and I'm going to try getting some beads in it just to kind of make it a little more rigid so it doesn't have a tendency to do that. I'll also be putting kill mat on it so that it doesn't resonate too much. That's it for today. We're going to shift gears and move on. So I guess I better get at that. I have trimmed the panel for the arc. Now I'm just sort of fitting it in there and laying out where the holes are going to be. But I marked it on the back side, and now I'm going to pull it out. Double check the layout, make sure I'm not making a stupid mistake, because I seem to be doing a lot of those in recent history. Boy, is that true. Stupid stuff. Well, here I am fitting the panel in, starting to drill the holes. Now I'll be using 1/4 bolts here with the clips going in on the back side. You like my little Kung Fu Ninja punch holes in there? Boy, I bet you wish you could do that. So down below there, they're just self-tapping screws, and what I do is I drilled a little small pilot hole, and then I got out a punch, and I used the punch to mushroom the hole in and then punch the size of the hole that I wanted. That way there's a lot more meat in order for the screws to get their teeth into. Alrighty then. If you look at this, you'll see I now have butyl in between all the bolts around there, so that should stop the whole thing from rattling. I hope it doesn't bow it too much. It should smush it instead. Final mounting of the panel. Peel off the backing strips on the butyl, and then just carefully get all the bolts started there. Make sure everything's lined up, because once that butyl sticks, it really sticks. The whole idea is this is a permanent installation. What I'm hoping is that it doesn't make changing the shocks too hard, because the hole for the shocks is right behind that panel. And in the past, I always took the back seat out and went after the shocks. There it is. I will be coating this with kill mat so it doesn't do that. Shall we say rigidify this rear structure? It may make it so these things don't break out like they were before. Keep them from busting. Okay, just clean up the tools and it's a done deal. Yeah, I still have the little fillers to make right there, and over on the other side there too. Well, just ran out of kill mat. That's enough to get the carpet in, but the stuff in the back is not covered yet. So I ordered another box, because I still want to put some inside the doors, on the wheel wells there, wheel houses, and of course on the drum there. Geez, I think I'm going to go grab some carpet and see how it fits. Here's what I'm going to knock off today. Don't have it in officially. There's no hole for the shifter or anything. I'm still working out the trimming I'm going to do to get it to fit exactly the way I want. But there it is. Alrighty. I went through this console and fixed it up back when I was fitting the floor to the car. But I went to drag it out and put it back in, and it had some funny marks on it that I have to take care of. But look at this. Look at this crack. Like, it's broken all the way up through the top here. So it's broken there and there and there. So what to do about that? Well, I went to the Tap Plastics and I got some 1/4 inch and some 1/8 inch ABS, which is what this is, I think. This texture isn't exactly the same, but you know, if I end up having to put a chunk in somewhere that's visible, it won't be too bad. You know, it'll look a little more textured. Anyway, so what I plan to do, and we'll see how it all works out. I have 2 types of glue here. I've got regular ABS cement, which I kind of like this because it's really thick and it's black and it fills in gaps and everything. So what I got to do now is clean it up. My plan is that I can cut a strip of this and have it just come around the screw hole and just put a strip along here and reinforce the entire side of this thing where it just keeps cracking and breaking. There's a crack that I fixed there and a crack that I fixed there. So I may reinforce both sides of it. You know, I can make a piece that goes from there to there. And then for the crack that goes up through the top along here, I intend to use the 1/4 inch, this 1/4 inch ABS right here. I can shave it down a bit and stick it in here and reinforce that upper ridge. Whoa. Well, that's kind of weird. That wire looks like I did that on purpose. Took that like I needed a ground for something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll have to stick some heat shrink on that because I can't have that screwing up, and it looks like a few strands are broken, so I should probably just do a regular repair on that. More stuff to do, woohoo! I'll start cutting up some of this stuff and I'll bring you back when I start gluing up. I got my first 2 pieces made. Okay, this first crack, it goes all the way up through there, has to be laid into just like that. So what I'm trying to do is just get a nice tight fit. Okay, so that's ready to go. Let me look. I've got to get glue. If you look at this crack here, let me get you down nice and close here. I need to be able to get this here glue smushed into without destroying the looks of this thing. So I think I'll work the crack from the inside. So I'm just going to use a regular acid brush like this. Alright, so applying the glue, and I didn't like the way this looked where it kind of left a smear on the outside, so I just put the glue down in there and then I worked the joint until it started to sort of appear in the crack, and I just left it like that and then did the rest of the work from the inside. Now I had to stand there and hold that piece for, I don't know, 10 minutes. So obviously when I put the other pieces on, hey, I could get clamps in there, so that's what I did. At this point, it's just, let's take the time to fix the wiring. I just did a standard wiring repair here using a butt joint and solder the connection and then heat shrink. Did a lot of that when I was wiring the lights, the driving lights in the front. I don't know, these things cost what, $300 and some, so I guess it's worth all my time. Okay, here I painted the black parts with Rust-Oleum satin black. So this is what it looks like all put back together. With this paint isn't actually completely dry yet, it's only been a day. So this little hole here is for my antenna switch. You can see the splice essentially I did there, reinforcement on the inside. So this one here you can see how the bevel, plus this side has this reinforcement here for that crack that's up on the top. Pretty hard to see the crack or anything. I have a little bit of discoloration there. I need to see if I can get rid of that. Gotta be careful here using carb spray, and that will melt the plastic. Doesn't look too bad, huh? Well, I guess the only thing left to do is get it inside the car. Well, I've adjusted the carpet about as much as I can. It's time to cut the hole for the shifter. Get the shift lever put back on and get the wires routed and everything, get the boot in there. I still think the carpet slides around a bit too much on top of that kill mat, but whatever. See, the problem is that these are permanent things I'm doing here. Cutting the hole in the carpet. As soon as I screw the console down, then the carpet can't move anymore in any direction. So everything really has to be right before I start making this kind of a commitment. So I sit back and stare at it a while and make adjustments, but eventually I just run the screws in and say good enough. Well, the console is in. Everything seems to be cool. Even the light. Ta-da! Yep. I'm making new vapor barrier, 6mm plastic, and I'm putting strip caulking. Where is it? There it is. I put it, clean all the surfaces and stick it around, and then I can take the plastic and just stick it, and it sticks really good to this stuff. And now water cannot escape any of these openings and get inside the car. So the bottom of it goes down and is long enough to tuck inside here. So if any water does get against the plastic, it runs down inside the well here and then goes down through the rocker just like any other water that comes through the felts up here. So all it has is one little hole right here where the shaft has to come through, and it's completely gummed up with dum-dum or strip caulk in there. So it's all sealed up just like they did from the factory. It comes all the way back to the inside of the panel. In fact, when I put the screw in, it'll smush itself in. So that should keep any water out of the car back here. Time to punch some holes in the carpet where the seat goes. Now, my preferred method is not of my own invention, of my own contrivance. Somebody thought of this, but it's probably on the internet, and this just works so freaking good. So, mainly, you just gotta find the hole. Okay, it's around there somewhere. Let me find the front one. It's right there, so it'll be right in here somewhere. There it is. Just like that. And you just stick it in here and melt it around just like that. And it makes a perfect little hole that's melted so it won't fray. Great use for a solder gun. Now, you know, other than the smoke, it's really great. Now, here you want to make sure that the carpet doesn't slide around on you while you're putting the different holes in. Now, here's something that's probably missing out of quite a few cars. That's these little guys. These keep the carpet from getting snagged by the seat. So they're supposed to sit right in there like so and protect the carpet from the seat track. Might have to put them in later. I think so. Well, I'm going to go grab a seat. Saving you from all the noise of the electric ratchet. This seat is now in. All of that, but Yeah. Boy, does this feel good. Everything's in here. Seats are in, trim is in, everything but the door panels. Well, I don't have the rear seat in yet, but making progress. I'm just sitting in here enjoying the fact that this car still fits like a glove. Hey. Okay, that is the original jute that went behind the back seat. The little holders tore out, so I just used tape, regular gaffer's tape there to secure it, and then a new piece down on the floor because it was completely disintegrated. And there it is, ready for the back seat to go in. There it is. No, oh gosh, package shelf. That is beyond repair. I need to make a new one. But other than that, just waiting on the door panels. Steering wheel isn't tight yet. But there it is. Seats and everything. I can start measuring the suspension. Woohoo! Maybe that's the end of this particular section. Thanks for watching Don's Manufactory. I'll catch you later.